Yeah, welcome back. We are going to talk regarding to the departmentation and the decentralization. Once the organization structure is established, to design the organization structure, departmentation and the decentralization will support. So actually, what is the departmentation? Is a departmentation? It is a process of making the groups in the organization. Means what we do in the organization structure is we identify the different organization activities, we group them based on their similarity. So whatever the activities which are having similar functionality, that all these activities are grouped and made as like a department. For example, marketing activities, finance activities, production activities, human resource activities. As like that, there are the different functionalities are there. All these functionalities are grouped as in one, make as like a department in the a department in the organizations. So when you see the mean of departmentation is the division of work into smaller units, and they're regrouping into the bigger units on the basis of the similarity of the features. Usually, the departments will be managed by the departmental manager, and the division of work in the department leads to the specialization of people of one department perform activities related to that department only. The departmentation provide scope for the organization growth with the either by the product or with the either by the expansion. With the growth or expansion is possible by using of the departmentation. Every department will perform their own tasks in relation with the other departments. So here there are different methods are there for the departmentation. Actually, the type of departmentation is influenced by the different factors such as objective of the organization policy, size of the organization, nature of work, number of products the organization used to produce. No, these are all the different factors which is influence onto the on the departmentation. There are some of basic type of departmentation we are having. The type of the departmentations can be done as indicated here. Here, the basic methods for dividing the duties and the responsibilities within the organizational structure based on the organizational activities, we are able to describe the type of departmentations as an 8 type of departmentations. One is an departmentation by function. Already I told you, departmentation by function is whatever the functions that people are performing, the similar functional people will be grouped as an one. That is called the departmentation by function. And departmentation by product or service. Actually, there may be an organization may have the different product lines. For every product line is treated as a separate department. You can take the company like Godrej. Godrej is having the different product lines. They have an FMCG products. They're having the households. They're having the kitchenware. They're having the electronic items. And as like that, they have electrical items. And as like that, they're having the different sort of product lines they're having. So here, based on the product, we are able to departmentize the departmentation can be done. Based on the region or the location, we can do means south, east, north, west. As like that, we are able to divide the territory basis and we can make the departmentation. Departmentation by the customer, it is another method of the departmentation. We divide the entire organizational departments or organizational structure will be made based on the type of customer. I mean, we have an corporate customers, individual customers, or internal customers, no, global customers, and as like that we are able to classify the type of based on the type of customer we are able to design the organization structure. And we have another method that is a departmentation by process. And what we do here is we are able to departmentize and we are able to group the things or group the activities based on the processes involved. There are certain processes which are having interlinked to each other. That activities will be grouped as an one. Like you say, material procurement is a process. Material handling, it is a process. So material procurement handling we can make as in one department. Uh, Material processing, transmission process, once a distribution process, then a storage process, transportation process. As like that, by processes we are able to divide the type of departmentation can be done. Departmentation by time, that is called how much time it will take. It is also a thing. Departmentation by time, it is in generally it is happens in the project based organizations, where the projects are done in the time based approach. Based on that, departmentation can be done. Based departmentation by the numbers, so the number of people working under that. If the large departments are there, it is quite difficult for the managing. That called span of control is quite difficult here. That's why based on the number of people, we are able to departmentize and sub-departmentize in the organization. So this makes the organization easy, that makes the organization easy to handle the things, and finally they can design appropriate structure for attainment of their goals. Finally, departmentation by the marketing channel, it means the way we distribute the product. Based on that also we are able to classify the market, classify or we can classify the works, and we can departmentize. These are the methods for the departmentation. Then we talk regarding to the decentralization. There are the two things: centralization, decentralization. Everyone knows of that. Authority will be centralized or the decentralized. Centralization of authority means where authority will be concentrated in one particular point, that is in the organization. The entire directions will come from that particular point only. That is called the authority centralization. Authority decentralization is a delegation of authority. I mean, dispersing the authority to the different levels within the organization, at within different levels in the organization. That is called the decentralization. Means authority will be given to the subordinates and sub-subordinates according to their work, and I mean, they give the autonomy to take the decisions in the decentralization process. So here, if you see the definition of the decentralization, decentralization is the process by which the authority in an organization is delegated to the lower level managers. With this decentralization, authority comes to the responsibility to the manager. It is just opposite to the centralization, where authority in the hands of the few people is harm. So in centralization, most of the decisions are made by the top level managers. In this tendency, the decision making authority disappears, disperses the decision making authority in the organizational structure. I mean, delegation will be done to extend to the authority, and the authority is delegated in the decentralization. Authority is not delegated into the centralization. So here, but the question is that how much to be centralized, how much to be decentralized, that as depends upon the type of the organization we take. In small organizations, centralization is feasible. Medium organization depends upon to the situation, decentralization, somewhat decentralization is possible. But whereas in the large organization, mostly it is preferred for the decentralization, because it provides an advantages of people at the top level. They can concentrate on the other works. They can motivate the subordinate. Quick decisions are possible. Executive development can be happen. We have the limitation for the decentralization also. It is somewhat expensive, and there is lack of uniformity into the decision making, and it is difficult to the coordination. These are all the setbacks that are disadvantages that we are having for the decentralization. The decentralization will be done into the three forms. One is deconcentration. Second thing is a delegation. Third thing is an devolution. When you come to the deconcentration, it is the weakest decentralization in frequently used into the used in regular times. Basically, under this deconcentration, the authority will be transmitted to the different levels into the organization for financial and to manage the responsibility. I mean, decision making authority and financial and management responsibilities are given to the bottom line people, but decisions are made by the higher levels only, and reporting will be done. Concentration will be given to someone, and finally again it will be reviewed by the higher levels. When you come to the delegation is a more extensive type of form. form of decentralization, though the delegation is a central through the delegation, central organization transfer the responsibilities for decision making and administration of public functions to semi-autonomous organizations, not only controlled by the central government but ultimately accountable to it. Mean we delegate the full powers to the subordinate in the organization. I mean, either at the government level or into the organization level. In the organization level, once we delegate the authority, they are responsible, and authority and responsibility and accountability is fixed onto them. That is called the delegation. But managers are responsible for the entire things. Higher levels are responsible for everything. But the decision making and autonomous the people will get certain autonomy in decision making and as well as power planning. And finally, devolution is it is another type of administrative decentralization. Here, the organization devolve the functions that they transfer the authority and decision making, finance, management for the quasi-autonomous units of the local department with corporate status. I mean, in the decentralization in this way, where some sort of functionalities for some sort of functions, organizations will prescribe certain sort of procedures, policies, rules, and regulations, and after that, it will be given to the quasi-autonomous and to the lower level, functional level people will get the authority to take the decisions. But similarly, the delegation is an only transformation of authority and responsibility. But at the higher level, they have their own responsibility for managing of their delegated authority. This is very much important. And if you take the managing director, if you take the general manager may have the powers and authority and responsibility. But whatever the actions made by the general manager, it is it is the responsibility to the top level that called managing director has to take care of this. He is responsible to monitor the operations of the general manager. So general manager will monitor will delegate the authority to the different functional department, but the actions done by the functional managers is monitored and controlled by the general manager. Similarly, that part it is happens into the organizations in the decentralization. We have certain factors which is impact. That's already I told you: size, degree of size of the operations, degree of the control required, management expansion required, top level quality of the top level managers, nature and type of the business, level and diversity of the products and services. These are the factors will influence. So we have certain implications or advantages from the decentralization. Less burden will be there on the top people. Subordinate can get a chance to take the decision independently and learn. Operations are conducted at the lower level. Easy expansion is possible. Increased motivation to the workers and greater efficiency and output. Diversification of activities, maintenance of secrecy, maintenance of the secrecy, that called another implication, and lower level of managers get ready for an emergency time to become at the higher level. So these are the advantages and implications, and we have any disadvantages also. It is coordination is a slightly difficult. No specialization is will be there. No uniform actions will be done, and the equal distribution of work is will not be there in the delegation, in the decentralization process. Some will get higher power, some will get lower power, and the delegation which lead to some sort of complexities also. So based on the organizational requirement, some activities to be decentralized, some activities to be centralized. So we need to maintain the balance between the centralization and the decentralization. With this, we are finishing the unit number 1, and this is an one important topic under the organizing. Thank you very much.